Hello, my name is Amberly Ezel, and today I will be talking about supply chain management in the interior design industry. Specifically, I will be going through the process of crafting a supply chain for a local interior design firm that offers services and customized furniture for mainly commercial and residential use. So it's important to establish what an interior design firm actually does, and they are engaged in planning, designing, and administering projects in interior spaces to meet the physical and aesthetic needs of people using them. And then for this specific firm that I have in mind, we will get into the details of what a supply chain would look like. So for most interior design firms, they operate with a pull system, and that is because the clientele will come to them with a want, idea, or a need and ask them to pursue it further. And then from that point is when the interior design company will acquire the materials, create the furniture, plan out the design, all of the actual execution. Very few times will there be a push system unless there is furniture that the company has mass produced and is trying to sell after making it. So according to the Worldwide Interior Design Services Industry Report of 2018, in the United States, there was a decrease in establishments, a decrease in employees, and an increase in sales of $732 million from the years 2015 to 2018. This was interesting to me and led me to believe that the changes in technology in the interior design industry have led to a lesser need of physical establishments of human labor and a more efficient processing that allows for an increase in sales. In any supply chain, there are three main flows. Information flows in both upstream and downstream, products and service flow downstream, and money flows upstream. For the flow of information, there are a few systems that can be utilized by this interior design firm that would be very helpful for creating an online platform and online space that will allow all of the information to be corrugated in one spot so that way there's no miscommunication. Some of these systems are Basecamp and Trello. I personally use Trello in my work systems for my project management. I use it for event planning, and it allows for everything to be in one spot with the to-do list, the schedules, the delegation of activities, all of that to be seen in one spot by everyone, which can help increase communication throughout the supply chain. So in supply chain and in operations specifically, there are multiple decisions that have to be made from the very beginning before anything is actually done in terms of completing that first transaction. There's strategic decision-making, tactical decision-making, routine decision-making, and then execution and transaction processing. And so that strategy is coming up with the why of the company. And so for this specific firm, it will be crucial for them to determine before they do anything else why they exist, what they're wanting to achieve by existing. And so say, for example, they are interested in being the most ethical and creative interior design firm in the world, or they want to have the largest clients in the Mid-South, or they want to be able to service majority of the residents in Memphis. There's multiple ways to take it, and it can be incredibly flexible at first, but then that long-term commitment is what guides the overall craftsmanship of the supply chain and the operations moving forward. Those tactical decisions are the ones that craft the actual supply chain with that why. It's the how-to. It's where we want to put our locations, who we want to partner with, what products and services do we want to offer. So this is the actual grit of the fancy why that we had come up previously. And so this tactical decision making is what a lot of this report reflects on, is making these decisions, what we should incorporate and how should we use it. And then the routine and execution and transaction decision making, those are what would be left up to the employees and the manager and the individual product teams, determining who we should work with, what fabric we should use when we cover a couch, things like that. Operations is the true essence of what the interior design firm will be doing. It is the physical assembly of the furniture, the creations of the designs, and then going into that space and making it all happen, having the vision come together. And there are several critical decisions that need to be made, preferably before any clientele are taken on, to make sure that the firm is grounded and has a strong supply chain upstream and downstream, so that way when they move forward, they have everything that they need to be successful. Some of the main decisions that I want to touch on here are what goods and services will be offered. Like I said, mainly in this specific firm, there will be the offering of design services for residential and commercial use, and then the products would be the customized furniture that the client will come with as a need for the interior design firm. I also wanted to talk on where the facility should be located and then how should it be arranged. Preferably there would be an office with a collaborative space, a place for the clients to meet, and then you go in the back and that's where all the magic happens. That's the art studio and that's the warehouse where the furniture is created. There are multiple mathematical concepts that had been discussed in class that would be beneficial for the interior design firm to use to make sure that they are staying on track and they're working as efficiently as possible. One of these is the productivity ratio. And so hence the customized nature of the firm, this ratio would be particularly important when determining which employees to assign to what tasks. There might be some artist who is able to complete a fantastic on-point piece of decor in half the time as another. And so it would make more sense to determine that through the productivity ratio of each employee and then specialize assignments there forward. The economic order quantity would be appropriate for supplies such as the art supplies and then standard 2x4s and screws and things like that that they would consistently use that varying along multiple projects. Other than that, inventory would be kept very low if anything at all, hence the nature of it being so customized. But this economic order quantity would help with sketch pads and canvases and things like that. And then that reorder point would be found from there to make sure that we never come behind in the supplies and materials that we need. And then of course, there's always the financial and marketing analysis mathematical concepts that the firm would need to utilize. So moving through the supply chain, imagine our client says they need a couch. And so we send this information to the design team, they come up with a couch, and then that design team then sends all the specifications and material needs to the manufacturer, who then breaks down what actually needs to be ordered, what do we already have, where can we get this from our existing partners that we need, and then that would be sent to our upstream suppliers, and then we would await their shipment with the customized nature of things, making sure that we are executing it perfectly to the client's needs rather than as quickly as we can. And then from there, that couch would be assembled in-house and then it would be delivered to the customer and inputted by our design team. There are multiple trends and several technologies that are upcoming in the interior design industry. One of the main ones I want to touch on is augmented reality. As you can see from the picture, people are able to cast furniture into their homes without actually purchasing it previously. So it's a really cool direction that the industry is moving towards. Some of the trends that are happening, there is always that just-in-time. Like I said, it would be a customized pull supply chain, and so we would be basically ordering everything after we already know we need it. And so kind of that just-in-time sort of nature. Along with the lean operations, we're not going to order more than we need. Environmental sensitivity, that's a huge part of the business world right now, the business trends. And so making sure that that firm is not creating waste, is doing everything ethically and with the environment in mind. And then having employee empowerment, making sure our team knows that they are in charge, it's up to them, and they can pursue what they enjoy within that project. And then always improving. That is the true key to staying on top as a business, is realizing that the growth and the improvement of your business is never done. And so that would be my biggest advice in crafting the supply chain, is moving forward with a flexibility and a belief that you can improve everything about your business and your operations every single day. So why interior design? I want to have this firm one day. I chose this topic because I wanted to learn how I could best craft this supply chain, so that way when I do open my own firm, I already have a guide plan, a blueprint of what to do. And so that was why I chose to reflect on this topic. And I thank you for listening. Have a good day.